All right, for our third topic today, I do want to take a look at a handful of teams and dive into the AFC playoff picture, which has come together a little bit over the last couple of days with some of the results on Christmas Day. The Ravens handling the Texans, the Chiefs blowing out the Steelers. So now we know a few things. Number one, the Chiefs are the number one seed. Number two, the Texans are the number four seed. 2 and 3 still need to be figured out. Buffalo will be in one of those slots. Either the Ravens and Steelers will be in the other slot. Now, this is a sneaky big game on Sunday for Buffalo playing against the Jets. If they beat the Jets, they will get something of a natural bye in week 18. They'll be able to sit guys that need the rest in week 18. It'll also mean that a potential rematch with Baltimore would be played in Buffalo in the divisional round. So that's a very big game. That's a very big game for the Buffalo Bills. Again, if they can beat the Jets, they lock into the number 2 seed. And now that means either Ravens or Steelers will be the 3 seed. In all likelihood, the loser, whoever doesn't win the AFC North, will wind up being the 5 seed. I'm going to make sure I get this right. If the Ravens beat the Browns on in week 18, the Ravens will be the 3. The Steelers are then locked in to the 5 seed because the Chargers and Broncos, the only teams that can catch the Steelers in the standings, both lost to Pittsburgh. So that would lock in our top 5 seeds. Then you go down the line, the Chargers, if they can win on Sunday in New England, it looks like they're going to get J.K. Dobbins back. Then they would lock in a playoff spot. Denver is another team that's in a win or in situation. And this one's fascinating to me. You still have Miami. You still have the Colts alive. And then you have the Bengals, who I think are the team that no one wants to play right now. And the Chiefs sort of control the Bengals' fate because even if the Bengals beat the Broncos, again, this is moot if the Broncos win on Saturday. Broncos beat the Bengals, the Broncos are in. But if the Bengals beat the Broncos on Sunday, now all of a sudden the Bengals have the tiebreaker on the Broncos. If they can get a loss from the Dolphins over the last 2 weeks and a loss from the Colts over the last 2 weeks, then they go into their season finale against Pittsburgh. And if they can beat Pittsburgh and the Broncos lose, well, then the Bengals would be into the playoffs. And now all of a sudden the Bengals are a very, very dangerous team in the AFC bracket that's been to the AFC title game twice in the last 3 years and been to a Super Bowl recently. Here's the problem for the Bengals is the Broncos' opponent in week 18 is the Chiefs. And the Chiefs almost certainly sit Chris Jones for that one, could sit Patrick Mahomes for that one. And remember, and they're not going to say this publicly, but the Chiefs have a little hex with the Bengals. Like the Bengals have given the Chiefs more problems, shown more of an ability to win at Arrowhead than anyone. So if the Chiefs want to game this up and the Chiefs want to keep the Bengals out of the bracket, they have some level of control over that. They can roll over against the Broncos. So lots of interesting storylines to come. Again, a lot of this stuff coming together. We'll get some more answers with that triple header on Saturday. All 3 of those games have playoff implications. Again, the Chargers in that game are winning in. If they beat the Patriots, they're in. The Broncos are winning in. So if the Broncos beat the Bengals in the late afternoon game, they're in. And then the nightcap, if the Rams beat the Cardinals, they wouldn't clinch the NFC West, but they'd be right there. It'd be very, very difficult based on the tiebreaker for the Seahawks to pass them. So lots to look forward to this weekend. We'll recap all of it with you guys on Tuesday.